Hey everyone, my name is Hendrix Hughes. I am taking oral communications this semester with Dr. Oliver, and I will be doing a persuasive speech on why Nikola Jokic should win MVP over Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in this NBA season. The 2024-2025 NBA season has officially come to a conclusion, and while there's been many very talented, good players, I think the front runners that most people would consider being in running for the MVP candidate would be Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I'm going to call him SGA because he has a very long name, of the Oklahoma City Thunder. It is undeniable that both people have extraordinary talents and they bring a lot to the table for their team and just their overall success. But I think the thing that I'll be kind of going over today is my opinion why Nikola Jokic should be definitely the unanimous MVP, not that it's not close. He is just all around statistics. He's having a statistical monster of a season, kind of how he orients himself into his team's success, and how he is the biggest factor and the biggest piece to his team's success. And just to kind of go back to his statistics, he is having a dominant statistical season, and a very historic one at that as well. All right, so now we're going to get into his Nikola Jokic's all-around impact and efficiency. Nikola Jokic is widely considered one of the most unique and versatile NBA players of all time, especially at the center position that he plays. I think one of the things that sets him apart, especially for this MVP candidate, is just how wide and vast his skills are. He is currently third, or top three in scoring, third at a whopping 29.6 points a game, just behind Giannis Antetokounmpo and SGA, who is averaging the most points in the season. But I think the thing that is bigger than just his scoring capability, it's his basketball IQ, which allows him to be an elite playmaker for his team. He's averaging a triple-double with 11 rebounds and 10 assists per game at the center position. And he's continued to redefine what the center position means with his elite passing and his decision-making capability. He's able to control the tempo of the game. He's able to control where his players move. His offensive capabilities literally make him the epicenter of his entire team, of their entire offense. It is just truly incredible. The Denver Nuggets offense would not be anywhere near to as elite as it is without Nikola Jokic there. In contrast, Shai is definitely no slouch whatsoever. He's become one of the league's premier scorers. He's averaged, a whopping 33.2 points per game this season, which leads any other player, which is very incredible. I just don't think that his game is as broad as Nikola Jokic is. And I don't think he creates as many opportunities for his teammates or just for the team success, not that he isn't, but for the overall team success that Jokic is. Kind of as stated before, in the next point that I'm going to get to is his overall leadership and team success and how he associates himself in that team success. Jokic's leadership has been instrumental for the Denver Nuggets. Once again, the regular season has concluded and the Denver Nuggets have clinched the 4th seed in the Western Conference, which is very impressive. Nikola Jokic can elevate his players beyond measure. He is the sole orchestrator in the entire offense of the Denver Nuggets. And this is just like his testament to how important it is for his offensive value as an anchor on the team. Not that, and this goes back to SGA, he's definitely not a bad player, but his team is incredible as well. They've just clinched the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, which gives him definitely a boost as far as the MVP race goes. But I think you have to look at and run up the numbers, as SGA's team is very, very young. They definitely don't have, in my opinion, what it takes to take it to the next level of when it comes to playoff ball, which Nikola Jokic has proved he can because he has won a championship within the past 3 years, And I think in order to get the MVP candidate and get the MVP, you have to have contributing factors to the overall team success in both postseason and regular season. For the next point that I'm going to be diving into, and this is going to take a very good portion of the time because I think it's very, very important when it comes to looking at the MVP race this season, is going over Nikola Jokic's statistical and superiority and just his historical excellence that he's been able to perform this season. It really is something incredible. One of the most compelling arguments is this right here. His ability to make the right play in every single possession is just undoubtedly unparalleled to any other player we've seen. Not even just in this season, but in the last history of the game. So I think one thing to really look at here is his advanced stats, such as his PER, which is player efficiency rating, which is really important, and his blocks plus and minus. Often he leads the league in both of these categories statistically, and his consistency and efficiency in the NBA is just undoubtedly amazing in how consistent he is in putting up these numbers. Obviously, Jokic's advanced metrics are the pure reflection of his ability to make his teammates better, to contribute to both ends of the floor defensively and offensively, and just avoid wasted possessions. And diving in even further in the statistical standpoint, which is where I look at for the most part, is comparing the net rating. So that's just the overall, essentially kind of what that means is just the team success is the net rating. So if you compare the net rating between the Denver Nuggets and the Oklahoma City Thunder, the OKC Thunder ended the season with 68 wins, which is incredible, number 1 seed. And it is clear that the Oklahoma City Thunder isn't just one of the best teams right now in this season. They're one of the best teams in NBA history. Their net rating is a whopping 13.5, which has surpassed the best net rating of all time, surpassing the 95-96 Chicago Bulls that had the powerhouses like Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman, elite players. But in my opinion, for the MVP award, it is not just about how good your team is, which makes that's a big part of it, but it's about how that player contributes to the overall success of the team. So we have to look at the plus or minuses in these ratings. So in order to kind of look at this and look at the net rating, just to kind of give you a background, plus is more of an opportunity to win, right? And then a minus, negative, is less of an opportunity to win per times coming up and down the court. That's essentially what net rating is. And so if we look at Nikola Jokic's net rating, he provides a plus 10.6 net rating advantage to the Denver Nuggets to win whenever he is on the court. So think about that. When he's on the court, 10.6 net rating in success. That is, I think, maybe 3rd or 4th highest. I'll have a chart up here that will show that for team success. But then if you look at when he's off the court, which I think is a huge indicator of just how significant and how important it is for him to be on the Denver Nuggets and the success that they are having with him on the court. The Denver Nuggets net rating drops down to a negative 8.5 whenever he is off the court. That is horrible. That is not good at all. So that means the Denver Nuggets' overall success, if you were to look, is a plus 18.8 swing when Nikola Jokic is on the court and off the court. And I'll have another chart that'll show it too. That is better than any other player in the NBA right now. It's better than SGA by I think 6 points. It is insane how crucial it is for Nikola Jokic to be on the team. And when he is on the court, how successful they are. And this is nothing against the Denver Nuggets, and this is maybe objectively speaking, but the Denver Nuggets wouldn't be anywhere close to the 4th seed in the Western Conference if it wasn't for Nikola Jokic being on that team. The SGA on the Thunder are a very young, very talented team, and if you look at his net rating, that swing isn't even nearly as close. The Oklahoma City Thunder would still be a powerhouse team without SGA on there. Definitely he helps. I'm not saying that he doesn't. I'm just saying that it is incredible to see the difference that Nikola Jokic makes when he's on the court than off the court than what SGA. Now, to kind of dive even further in the statistical standpoint of this is absolutely insane what I'm about to go over with you. So we kind of talked about how his importance to the team is really valuable, how his leadership to the team is valuable. And now we're just going to kind of have some awareness of the historical context of how important, how absurd of a season that Nikola Jokic just had. he's now placed himself in the Mount Rushmore of the triple-double. Essentially what the triple-double is, if you don't know, is getting 10 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, or 10 of each of 3 different categories in one singular game. He has averaged a triple-double for the entirety of the regular season, which only 3 people in NBA history have ever done. Oscar Robinson, who did that in the 1960s, 1970s, Russell Westbrook, who did that for one season in the 2016-17 season, and ironically they're on the same team right now, and now Nikola Jokic has averaged a triple-double for this season. And not just that, it is incredible that he's averaged a triple-double, but he's done it on absurd numbers and absurd efficiency at that. As we've stated before, he's averaging 29.6 points per game. That is third highest in the league, behind 2 people. He's averaging 12.7 rebounds per game, which is, again, top 3 in the entire league, third highest in the league. He's averaging 10.2 assists per game as a center at that, and that is second most in the league. So already right there in those 3 categories, he is top 3 in all 3 categories as a center and averaging a triple-double. This is the crazier part, 57.6% field goal percentage, which is 9th in the league, which is absurd to do that, and 41.7% from 3, averaging, I think, at least 3 or 4 3-pointers attempts per game. So he's shooting absurd efficient numbers on absurd insane numbers. He also recorded a 30-20-20 game, meaning he had 30 points, 20 assists, and 20 rebounds. It is just absurd the kind of numbers that he's putting up, averaging a triple-double, and the pure efficiency that he's doing it at is just incredible. It's something that no one has really ever seen before, and it's something that takes the standards of the triple-double, which already was set high by Russell Westbrook, to an absurd level that we haven't never seen before. And I think that you have to see that he is top 5 in 5 different statistical categories: points top 3, assists top 3, rebounds top 3, and steals and blocks. He's top 5 in all 5 of those positions, or statistical categories, which is insane, absolutely crazy. So obviously we can see that SGA, I don't want to take anything away from him, but SGA is averaging 33.2. He averaged 33.2 points per game. Nikola Jokic only averaged 3 less points and out-dominated him in every other statistical category. And as we saw before, his importance to his team, not that SGA's importance isn't on the same level, but Nikola Jokic has such a grand impact on the game of basketball. Whether or not you go off the statistics, even if you just go off of watching the games and doing your own research, his impact on the game is far, 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 not just to get above SGA, but just one of the greatest dominant seasons of all time. And I'm going to go into this. This actually isn't included in my draft or whatever, and I know I'm going long on time, but I just think this is really important, is voters fatigue. That's something that's been thrown around left and right, and I'm sick and tired of it, is voters fatigue. Nikola Jokic has won 3 MVPs besides this one, or I think this could be his 3rd, which puts him in a category with Larry Bird, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, with those elite, one of the greatest players of all time, essentially. And essentially what voters fatigue is whenever they've seen the same person in the same position for years and years and years, they're just tired of them winning. They're tired of them getting the accolades, I guess, the trophies. And that just doesn't make any sense to me. If there's a statistical person who is putting up not just good numbers for this season, the best numbers they've ever put up in their entire life, and better numbers than most people have ever put up in an entire career or an entire season, individual season, why not give them their flowers? Why not give them their props? The people that are talking about voters fatigue are saying that they want to see someone else like SGA win it, which I wouldn't be opposed to if they weren't talking about who was the best player on the planet, who was the most valuable player on their team, and who is the most valuable player that is sought out to have, which is undoubtedly, as we said before, Nikola Jokic. And so, kind of to conclude everything, I'm running really, really far off, but I feel like this is really important to get my point across in this speech, is that Nikola Jokic and SGA are both having remarkable seasons. I'm not taking anything away from SGA, but we must look at not just the all-around stats. We have to look at the team success. Have to look at the statistical seasons that they're having compared to each other, and we have to talk about how important that player is for that organization, for that team, for their overall success. And so I think undoubtedly Nikola Jokic's influence on every aspect, every part of the game, combined with the historic significance and the team success, I think should solidify his place as being this MVP and having one of the most dominant MVP seasons of all time. So that is the end of my speech. Thank you so much, and bye. I forgot to do my reference pages. I used statmuse.com, NBA.com, Basketball Reference, and ESPN.com. Thank you.